best music variety. Crazy, baby, don't say anything. Know if you're okay, easy. You swimming in the lake, huh? Crazy dog. Go die. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good boy.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Scott.
You guys like my whiteboard?
Prove it.
Guess who hung that up? The first handy thing I've done in like a couple of years.
I don't see an agenda on that whiteboard.
Yeah, it's pretty empty. It's pretty pathetic so far. The agenda was get it hung up. And then I gotta know where I go from there now. Monday's already over. I feel like it just started.
Yeah.
Just gonna wait a minute or two here.
Sounds good to me.
You got a lot of knickknacks in the back there, Miss Kathy.
That's the bar. Those
Are you gonna
knickknacks
have
are
me?
cocktail glasses.
You gonna have me over for some?
Yeah, we'll
like
have
bourbon?
knickknacks after it's all done. We will. It's one of those 1970 bars that you get, so you might as well utilize it.
Nice.
In the South, if it had a door that covered it, that was referred to as a Baptist bar, so you could shut it off when the preacher comes over to visit.
That is awesome. I want one of those in our next house.
Yes. That's a Baptist bar.
Hi. Hi. You wave.
We got a doggy and a baby.
You wave.
Hi,
His diaper's full of poop.
living the dream.
I just emptied it 10 minutes
Oh
ago.
boy. Oh boy.
He doesn't know these things are expensive. Right? Are you gonna say hi?
Go
If
away.
you have any leftover diapers, I'll take them.
Yeah.
There is no such thing, Alex.
Get ready.
I thought you meant for like yourself, and I was like,
Oh my
well,
gosh.
that's one way to save time.
Unless your baby is gonna have a size 6 diaper right away.
Never know.
I hope not, for your wife's sake.
CJ, happy birthday.
Let's sing happy birthday to
Yeah.
CJ.
Only if he shows his face.
Yeah. I think they're
It could
at
be an
a
imposter.
staging
Come here, Mace.
in a
How do I
creepy
know it's the
basement.
real CJ? I think he wants to show his face.
He's not muted anymore.
Maybe it's dark. Oh, happy birthday. You going to the
Happy
Irish pub?
birthday!
All right.
You don't get much Wi-Fi driving on the freeway.
You're always driving. Oh my God, kid, you, oh.
Always be closing. All right. My theme for today is just as we continue to navigate through this new norm. I think it is literally becoming like a new norm where there hasn't been too much change or craziness happen in the last couple weeks. And the first week or two, we were all just like shocked. We didn't know what to do. We all had a lot of energy. We were building systems overnight that would have taken a year. And there was a lot going on. And now every day or every week, it's kind of like you take a deep breath and you're looking to prepare for the unknown of, how much longer this might happen still and what could go on. But really, like, if this is how it is it's not that we haven't been shut down. The business is still happening, a lot's still going on. And so this isn't like that bad in my mind, like in terms of where we're at. I know we're not able to like go out to eat or do anything fun. But like we're navigating through this. And part of that journey for me has been like, I want to fix it now, or I want to do it all now. I want to have this system built now. And I'm starting to read Shift again, because what better book to read? And there's a theme that keeps coming up for me, and I'm curious if it's coming up for you guys too. Number one, this isn't the theme, but just in general, it's easy to kind of have your emotions go, real high at one point, and then you're kind of overwhelmed at another point, and then everything is like good, you calm down, and then you go back to being overwhelmed. Like it's really easy to have those emotional like swings around this and around business and around personal. But a theme of mine is really about getting back to the basics and keeping things really simple, and then just taking a small action and taking this small action consistently, that actually then the consistency is the piece that compounds and it becomes impressive. So it's not like there's this big new sweeping action that you take place and it's like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? That's amazing. But in my mind, what's going to make us successful and keep us successful is these small actions that we can take place, and we can just do it consistently. And I want to start by sharing this on a personal side. So yesterday was Easter, and it was a wild Easter. Just we've never not had to been able to go to church, and typically you probably get together with a big gathering with your family. And what that means usually to me and probably our kids is a lot of stress. Like you get up, you're probably getting up earlier than you want. You got to get changed and dressed and go to church and sit there and come back. And then, you're probably stressed out because you either got to clean your house or you got to impress your in-laws by cooking the best dessert or the best, the best whatever meal you can, because everybody's kind of judgy and they're going to talk bad about you if you don't bring a good thing. And there's just all this stress. And then if you have to clean up and blah, 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 blah. And that's how adults perceive holidays. But kids, who knows what my kids said two things yesterday. They said, Sam, when she was opening up Easter eggs, because we did an Easter egg hunt, she said, I don't know how this day could get any better. And I was like, really? That is like super cool for you to say. And then Ben and Sam were both like, this is the best Easter that we've ever had. And I think it was just like super stress-free. We were relaxing, and in their mind, they just got to be with us. They got to like be with their parents. They got to actually play with their toys. And it was just very relaxing. And one part of the day when I actually had time, and this is kind of sad to say, like, or not sad, but it's like, I don't like saying this out loud, but like, I haven't really been able to play sports a lot with Ben, my kid, or Ben or Sam. Like, it just hit me like, hey, I haven't really been playing baseball or basketball or like spending the time with them that I should have. And so part of yesterday, I got really like overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, we could play baseball, we could play basketball, we could dribble, we could do this, we could all this. And it was like, wait a minute, like, yeah, there's probably been a lot of time that I can't go back and change the past, but what can I do today? And I just like calmed down, I focused, and I said, all right, I'm going to play catch with Ben. And whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 2 minutes, like what I can do now to take action to fix this consistently is we could play catch for these next 5 minutes and get back in this habit of like actually doing it. And so we were doing this, and his catching skills have lacked. They've gone down since last time, which is okay. But it was just like this small little piece of taking action that led me to feel really, really good. And that was one personal side. But then, just from like a business side, you're on these shift pivot calls and you hear, everyone, you should lead generate 4 hours a day. And then you should, plan out every single minute and do all this. And if you haven't started lead generating ever, you're not going to go from 0 to 4 hours every day. Like, that's unrealistic. You're not going to go from 0 minutes of running to an hour a day of running. Like, the point of it is, what small step can you do? What small habit can you create and consistently take action? Because bad habits, you can still have good results with bad habits in a good market, but with the shifting market, you need to start developing some good habits and just just quick, take action, don't overthink it. And for our team, it has just been 1 hour, 9:30 to 10:30, and we've never ever done this in our lives consistently. And so we're 1 week in, actually 6 days in, and I can't tell you how good it feels to be done with that hour of lead gen or care calls or whatever you want to call it. And I realized, like, if I would have just done that since last April, how much business I actually probably would have now, or how much things would be changed if that was just like one small little habit that I had created. And so I guess bottom line, I just want to ask, have you guys created any small, it could be the tiniest, smallest little habit. Have you guys created any new habits here in the last month that that you didn't have prior to this, that you're excited about and that you could see yourself continuing?
Is this like business or?
Business or personal? Because I think personal will lead to business. Like, if you don't have good personal habits, it's going to affect your business. So personal or business.
So one of the things that Jeff and I both have been doing is going on a walk with Levi every day. It was easy to make excuses for that when we're getting home at 5 and then we start dinner, and then, it just, you give reasons of why you can't go on a walk or something like that. So that's been really nice, and it like forces exercise too, even if it's minimal. We're usually walking for at least a half hour, and there's a lot of hills in Waukesha, so we get a nice workout. And then business-wise, we've adjusted to like getting up earlier and working before Levi gets up so that we have that uninterrupted time, because honestly, from like 3 to 5 just doesn't happen. I mean, yeah, I'm on this call, but I'm in the living room where Levi's playing. So I couldn't really be doing something that I'd be leading right now. And I've learned that from 3 to 5, it's very unpredictable for me to get something done. Right now I could, but that's not always the case. Normally it's chaos here with little one. So I also know that I'll work from like 7 to 9 p.m. because Levi's in bed, I can peace and quiet, and I can actually get stuff done. So just realizing that has been very helpful, because the first week of this was very challenging mentally and physically. So it's nice to get some sort of rhythm in that, and I feel better because of it too. So
That's awesome. So you can't time block when you change his diapers?
no,
Like, hey, Levi, you're supposed to do this at 4:05,
yeah,
not 3:42.
yeah. Well, I mean, if Jeff was not here, he'd be sitting in it until I'm done. So it's his own fault.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Does anyone else feel like they've started a new small habit?
I've started a new small habit. I'm terrible at technology and I have anxiety about trying to learn things, and especially by myself, I prefer for someone to give me a tutorial. So what I had to do was basically, oh my gosh, dog. I had to get my mindset right so that it was something that was easy and accomplishable, such as I've been loading data into Command for my database. And today I worked all day on my KW email, because I use another email and maneuvering around in Google Drive. So baby steps that don't have a lot of pressure attached to them on the forefront. And then I looked up and I said, gosh, it's 3:45. And I had been actually very, very engaged, where normally that's not what would happen, but time just passed. I picked an activity that is not stressful, that is kind of low pressure. And then I actually found myself enjoying it.
You found what?
I actually found myself enjoying it. After, you get down in, you get into it, you make friends with it, and then you actually find yourself enjoying it because you feel a lot more comfortable with it. The key for me was starting something that was low stress, that would get me engaged in an activity that is not my forte.
Mm-hmm. That's a doorstop. It's fascinating.
And then on a personal note, Paul and I have been dieting. He's down 22 pounds. The man always loses more than the woman. And I'm down 15. So, but,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well,
So,
I sure could use some nachos or potatoes or French fries or chips. I've been missing all those, but there's the reward of, losing the weight.
cool. So yeah, I like I like the thought around the technology piece and just the shift in mindset and the shift of what that is. And when people think technology, that's another great example. They probably think of like they got to learn it all, they got to do it all. Well, it's like, well, what little piece of this can I actually do and learn? And what small thing can I take? Because then we got to learn to take momentum and have momentum be our like ally and our friend, where where momentum can be your biggest enemy too. If it's just like pounding you in the face and holding you back, or if it's at your back and letting you go, like that small win of momentum can really change your day. So I love that around technology for you. That's really cool. Peter, did you have something you wanted to say?
No, well, for me, I started running again. So that's helped out a lot. I'm also doing this program. It's a 30-day squat and push-up. You start day 1 with 40 squats, 8 push-ups, and you end at day 30 with 300 squats and 60 push-ups. And right now I'm on day 9. That's why I wasn't on. I was actually just doing my squats right now. So I just did 115 squats and 23 push-ups. Push-ups aren't that hard, but the squats kind of get there a little bit. So I've been doing that, and it's kind of really cleaning up my computer, deleting documents, folders, just trying to get everything organized for when it's good and going again. Just kind of cleaning up a lot of stuff. So it's been good.
That's awesome. Like these small little habits. I feel this is probably gonna, let's say it takes 66 days to create a habit, and we're on day like 30 something of this. There could be a really good chance that the habits that we create from this will serve us very well, for the rest of our lives. And just having this little reset and this little pause, and then how can we serve this to our advantage is huge. So that's really cool. You're getting back to running and getting back to getting in shape.
Not today though. It's too cold out. Too cold and too windy.
Yeah, you might blow over.
I know. It's super windy out there.
Yeah, wind advisory, watch out.
Yeah, but I found gas prices today 89 cents.
Yep,
That's crazy.
they had that in Waukesha.
Yeah, that's where I got it. The Quick Trip on Moreland Boulevard was 89 cents today.
I actually saw, it was funny, like kitty corner from another gas station. It was 88 cents or 89 cents. And then across the street, it was like $1.04. And
Right.
people were like lining up at the place for 89 cents. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
$1.04 isn't cheap enough that you're gonna wait
I
in the
know.
street to pull it. It's just so dumb.
Wait till they go
I
back
just-
to like $3. Everyone's gonna complain.
know.
They're like, oh, it's so expensive. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, people, please. That's why you take the 5-gallon drums right now and go fill up your garage and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
people were filling those up, and so it was taking extra long. And I'm like, you guys have nothing to do. Well, they don't, I'm sure, because you can't. But
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know, not how I would spend my time.
No.
Alex, did you want to share something? Your screen was flashing yellow. I don't know if that's artificial intelligence.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I filled up today for 105, but no, some things that I've been doing recently. I mean, besides like fixing my house like all day during the day, during the week, I've purposely like at night kind of just shut off at a certain time, so I'm not focusing on work, because I know before this all went down, it's like I felt like every minute of the day I had to be doing something. Like even if I'm at home sitting on the couch, I have the laptop up and researching stuff. But like
Yep.
now with all this, focus on doing it during the day, and then at like a certain time at night, I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm just gonna watch TV. I'm gonna take my mind off things, and I feel that's really helped me as far as focusing more during the day than like scattered thoughts all throughout the day.
That's super cool. Like that's a huge win. And just having that's really good to hear. I mean, it comes down to like the simplicity of some of these things is, back even to the book, The One Thing, like the surprisingly simple truth of amazing results. It just goes to show you that success isn't this big change or this big action you took. It's just like these a series of small things that are done. Is anyone else have anything that they've been doing or that maybe they want to do. Maybe you have a habit, a small habit that you want to start and you want us to like know about it, or you just want it out to the universe, and we can help you, you know, maybe with ideas or hold you accountable.
Well, this is Shelly on CJ's phone. And one thing that like I did different this weekend that I really have like ever really done is I didn't really work. So I'm usually like, I'm gonna be working after I put the kids to bed. I'm gonna be working in between, you know, playing games with them. But this weekend I didn't really work. And so that was really different for me. And I felt really refreshed coming in today, like having a list of things that I was gonna work on. So yeah, someone's yelling. Anyway, I thought that was something kind of powerful for me. Like I really enjoy working, but it was just trying to separate things a little bit more.
Yeah, the self-care and unwinding and that I've heard there was a couple people on the shift call today that even shared that. And funny, like I actually got good sleep last night. Like I went to bed earlier and I slept a little later, and I'm like, wow, I feel like really good. Like maybe sleep should be more, maybe I should hold more importance to sleep instead of just trying to like push myself to the limit like every day.
Mhm.
Sleep is the most important thing.
I
I
did
will
that last-
stop
I did that last-
anything for sleep.
I did it last Friday. I woke up and I'm like, I don't feel like working. And I told myself I have to be okay with that too. And I was actually okay all day. I had my ALC coaching call with Kim, and I told her that. She's like, what are you up to today? And I said, you know what? I don't feel like doing real estate today, and I'm okay with that. And she agreed with me. She was like, once in a while, you just have to take time off. But it felt good because I got a lot of stuff done around the house.
Especially during all this, it's been really hard to like turn work off. And so even this last weekend with only working like a half day for Good Friday, it seemed like the weekend was like 5 days long. It was Sunday, and I told my husband, I'm like, that weekend just seemed like super long, but we got so many like projects done, landscaping stuff. And so it felt really accomplished, but I also was really good about not being in my email. Yes, I read the emails, but I didn't reply to them. And I was proud of myself because a lot of times I'll answer on the weekend, and then it sets that precedence that, oh, Abby will answer at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. You know, maybe I will, but I had to be good about turning that off since I am working at night now too during the week. So that was hard because I always just want to clear it out.
Yeah.
Is anybody calling other agents from different companies? I got a phone call today from Pierre Dreyer, and she's wanted to call to say hi and see how I was doing. I thought that actually felt kind of good.
I haven't gotten called or been called, but I should say, like, some people randomly like text me, or, you know, and I know like it's probably, you know, like kind of a care call or a certain mentality, but you're right. I think it does feel really good when people are like call you and ask you. It stands out.
Yeah, she just called to say, she said, I just want to call, say hi. She said, we don't talk about business. She said, I want to see how you're doing. So I'm going to call her back after this.
Yeah,
So
it's
cool.
it's a good story, and it's a good, I mean, there's so many benefits to it. And even when someone, like, you know, let's say you take the 36 touch concept, and you know that you're being like 36 touched or whatever, like you're on someone's 36 touch, and they call, like someone called me and was like, left me a voicemail. This was a while ago, and I saved the voicemail, and I'm like, you son of a bitch, you just 36 touched me. But like, it still felt good. And I was like, wow, you know, and so these last couple weeks have been all about building the systems and creating this and figuring this out for the team, for the office, and like internally. But I definitely think that if you are plugging into this and you're getting value from a lot of stuff, and it is good to just reach out, and you might really help someone just by asking them how they are, if they're not getting calls, or they might be down, or you just never know what kind of value you can have to others. And so it's super important to take care of yourself first, and to protect your mindset first, and to do all of that, because then you can have the energy and strength to help out others and see how they're doing and what's going on. And this is not a time to say, you got to be in my database, you got to be a past client for me to care about you or to call you. Like, this is when you can just call anyone and you have something to say. There's never been an easier time to call and have something of real value to say. And just keep doing that, and create the mind share, come from abundance and value, and you're just setting it up for great success and habits for the future. But I like the way you shared that, because it does feel good. And let's just say you didn't call him back, Peter, or call her back. Let's just say you got busy and you forgot. Well, you would still remember, and it still made an impact on you. You know, it's not like if you don't get a call back, it's not like it didn't make an impact. I have in my voicemails, people leave me a voicemail and I don't delete them. Like, this guy left me a voicemail last Monday, March 30th. Probably can't see that. And it's on there. And I'm like, I should call this guy back. Like, and so it's constantly on my mind and having an impression on me.
Agreed.
Anyone show a house or sell a house or list a house or anything on the horizon?
I got a new listing coming up in Greenfield, hopefully this week. It's going to be 3 bedrooms, bath and a half ranch, probably like $225.
Nice.
So that's going to be coming up.
Was that something kind of new that you had, or was that
it's
for a while?
Last summer, late summer, early fall. So they had to clean it out and do some work to the property and stuff. It was supposed to happen in January.
What?
It was supposed to be listed in January, but they're taking their time, so it's to take a little bit. But
that's the new objection handler in January. Like, well, you can wait and run the risk of COVID-20. No, just kidding.
Yeah, right.
But
I haven't been on a showing in a couple of weeks. Most of my people are just kind of taking the time off right now.
Okay. Was this seller a little hesitant about this, or did you coach them into how you would do it and how it works now?
Yeah, no, they're fine with it. It's a past client of mine's parents' house. They both passed away, and it's going to be a vacant property. And they're okay with it.
Yeah. And I think our success come August, and I can't state this enough, but our success come like August and September is really in our ability to manage their expectations and to have conversations about the pros and cons around selling and buying right now. And when they say, I'm going to wait, you know, it can't just be okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's got to be, okay, tell me more. Why do you think, you know, let's talk through this and dig in, because it might be good for them to wait, but it might also not be good for them to wait. And so because things are closing right now and because things are happening, that's great, but we don't want to get caught in the trap either of not getting new business now, because then it's going to take a couple months to get ramped back up again. You know, we want to prevent that lag of like that couple month, like, all right, I got to revamp, I got to redo it all. And so you're just still having the care, the compassion, the common sense to talk through the goods or the bads. This is not about you and your business and how many sales you're going to have. However, if you're the most educated one out there, or real educated, you're caring, you're doing what's best for them, like you're doing them a service to work with them, and you got to be okay and confident of providing that value to people in this uncertain time. Because in uncertain times, people just want certainty. They want that plan, and you'll be able to provide it and just continue to put deals under contract. So I want to end with a quick quote, or not a quote really, but when you have something in your mind you see a lot of different, you see it showing up like everywhere. You know, if you buy a new truck, you see that truck everywhere. It's a reticular activator. And so I'm on this kick of, instead of overcomplicating everything and just waiting or delaying or wanting things to be perfect, instead just taking a really small step and taking action. I found this really interesting. It's at the end of the forward of Shift, and it says, progress is made in the small intentional steps, and chances are you have more power than you think. By focusing on little steps you can take every day, the progress you make will motivate you to continue your journey, and eventually you can go anywhere you want to go. The important thing is simply to begin. And I was like, wow, that's like exactly how I feel. It's like right there in words. And it's right in Shift. And this was written 10 years ago. I'm like, damn it, I didn't come up with anything new. No, but it's just really cool to have that mindset of these small little wins that we can all have each and every day. Anyone else have anything for the good of the cause or to share quick?
Ashley, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How have you been doing with like operations and all that? Like with regards to, you know, having to work from home and all that, did you like implement anything new, or has it been pretty smooth?
No, it's been pretty smooth. I have double screens at home and printer, scanner, copier, so I'm able to pretty much do everything that I was able to do in the office.
Nice. I was just curious how admins and operations are doing with all that. Well, Shelley too, you know, how it can be hard to do some of our things from home. At least I've noticed that.
Yeah, since
Just curious.
I've been working from home, I've only had to go into the office once just for a little bit, just to like, get some stuff ready for Sarah. You know, get some more stuff prepped, but otherwise I've been able to do everything from home.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just curious.
Do you guys want to have a happy hour now?
I thought this was happy hour. Sorry, guys.
I got some PBRs.
It's literally 2 steps to my bar right behind me.
Yeah, pick a glass, any glass.
I've got a virtual buyer consultation at 6. So
nice.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Go get them.
Well, we're already under agency. We were just waiting for the right time because they have a lease that ends in July. So now is the time we need to get serious and start looking. So just recapping it.
I found that the buyer pool has been diluted a little bit, so it seems like it's a little bit easier to breathe and show properties without feeling like you got to be the first one in there and write an offer within 15 minutes of it going live, or else it's going to be, you know, stolen out from underneath you. So that's been a positive in the little bit of showing that I was doing a couple of weeks ago. It just felt a little bit calmer, which was nice.
Yeah.
Well, I did go on a showing last week where I thought the house, I mean, it was a really nice house fixed up, but I thought it was still like about 10 grand over what it should be. And I mean, it still got an offer like the next day. So I don't know. It's still happened.
Well, everything, just always remember, everything is only about supply and demand. And so the demand the supply is down. So the demand is going to be high, and the demand is still higher than the supply. And that didn't change. It's just that like they were both here in like March, and now they're both like here. So, you know, everything is, from what I can tell, like when the homes are going on, there's still a lot of interest in them. Cool stuff. How do we end this? Do we
Well, I
hug?
kind of ruined it because you had a quote and that was like a good wrap up, and then I went and asked a question and ruined it. So
It's okay. I like your
I'll
question.
see myself out.
No. Whoa.
Or Levi
All right.
can.
Thank you for recording this, by the way, because I would have forgotten until now.
Yeah.
I don't know who recorded it. But...
I think it's automatic for
Okay.
all the ones set up under our account, Scott.
Cool. You could have just said you did it, and you could have said you're welcome.
I was late. No.
Oh. All right. Enjoy the day.
Okay.
All
We'll
right,
see
see
you
you
tomorrow
guys.
at 9, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.